You guys, good morning. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Dawn, if we have not met, and we're going to be making a pizza dough crust that is super quick, and it is made with yogurt. So let's get started. Okay, so my recipe calls for 2 cups of flour to start. You can use all-purpose flour, or you can use what we like, soft white wheat, and I will link the recipe in the description. Okay, and here's 1 cup. And I did mill this myself, and we do get our wheat berries from Azure Standard. This is not the hard red wheat that I usually use in breads. The soft white wheat is really good for cookies, pie crusts, and obviously pizza crust too. Okay, and here's that 2nd cup. Now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Okay, and I like to use a brand like Bob's Red Mill baking powder that has no added aluminum. Okay, here's the 1 tablespoon of the baking powder. Okay, next we need 1 teaspoon of salt. We like to use the Redmond's real salt. In fact, we bought a huge bag that was, I can't remember how many pounds it was, but it was $99, but we got a huge savings on it because of the code that we used. I think, there's many YouTubers that have codes for the Redmond's real salt, but I think it was Doug and Stacy, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. But anyway, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. And there we go. When I got salt for this recipe, it reminded me my mom wanted some salt. She's gonna be using this salt for our Thanksgiving stuffing that she's making. So I got her a nice container of this, and we'll get that over to her soon. Okay, and I always try to label things appropriately for us and for her. So yeah, this salt is really great because it has all the minerals in it. So it doesn't have any anti-caking agencies. So the Redmond real salt is mined in Utah. I can't get salt that's really more local as far as I know, but anyway, we really love this salt. And it reminds me that in the Bible, the Lord says that we are the salt of the earth, and he also talks about that we are, like a lamp to the world too, that we are a light, and we don't want to lose our saltiness, we don't want to lose our light. So there are people out there that desperately need Jesus. So anyway, that kind of came to mind and I wanted to share that, but let's get on with the recipe. Preaching to myself here as well. So anyway, the yogurt is what is really a big star in this recipe and makes it super quick. So if you guys are looking for a pizza dough crust and pizza recipe just to get on the table like quick, this is your recipe. If you want like a sourdough deep dish crust pizza, Joelle over at From Scratch Farmstead also has one of those that we use, but this is our go-to for quick pizza. And I'm going to use 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt. This is full fat, plain Greek yogurt that I get at Aldi. It's organic, but you can also use just regular plain yogurt as well. So 1.5 cups we'll get. Okay, I did realize I did not have 1.5 cups total of the Greek yogurt in here, but I did have some homemade yogurt that I added it to, so we'll just go ahead and use the 1.5 cups of that. So 1.5 cups total. And because this yogurt is a bit thinner, I am going to only start out using 1 cup. Joelle has, from Scratch Farmstead, has exact directions on her website as far as this recipe is concerned, so you can check that out. But I'm going to start with 1 cup. And that is because I don't want this pizza dough crust to get too moist. And this yogurt isn't as creamy as it would be if I got like use the entire Greek yogurt. Okay, and I'm going to put my dough hook on, and then I'm going to lift this up and we will get it mixing. When you are making an actual pizza, and we're not doing it right now because it's still early morning, you would do that at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And with this recipe, you would basically just roll out the crust and put your toppings on. But like I said, she has complete instructions on the website, fromscratchfarmstead.com. And again, I will link the recipe below. Oh, okay, and this is where we're at so far. It's not coming together yet, so I think I'm going to add that other half cup of the yogurt. And I'm thinking too, this is soft white wheat that I freshly milled, and so basically it's really going to absorb, I think, more liquid than the all-purpose flour would. So here's that half cup. So we got a cup and a half total of yogurt. Okay, now I'm going to get a little soft white wheat for the board here before I roll this out. And I like to keep my soft white wheat in the freezer. Oh, okay, here we go. I've got this kind of put together here, and now I'm going to cut it in half. And that is because this recipe makes 2 of the pizza crusts. Okay, so now I rolled one of the halves into a round, and I'm going to get my rolling pin and roll this out quickly. Okay, so I've got one of the pizza crusts rolled out, and I don't worry about perfection. I just kind of go, okay, what could we name this one? But I'll do the second one. Okay, and this was what the second one looked like, and it was looking like it was going to be a square, but then I rolled it out a little longer because I like a little bit of a thinner crust. So now we have our 2 crusts ready. So I do want to mention that I feel like it's important to have a bench scraper, and this one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got at Dollar Tree. I think even when things were $1. So and then of course, you know, your rolling pin, and then if you have a dough scraper that can kind of help you scrape everything out of the bowl, those things are helpful. Oh, okay, and again, I've changed my mind. I think I'm gonna just get these pizzas assembled and cooked, and then we can heat them up later for lunch or dinner or whatever we decide to do. Okay, so I pulled this pizza sauce out of the freezer, and I'm going to get started with putting that on the pizza. And this pizza sauce is not from our tomatoes that we grew over the summer, although I am going to be making some pizza sauce from the cherry tomatoes that we had over the summer. But this is just made with tomato paste and oil and other spices. It's just super simple to make, and so handy to have when you just want to whip up these pizzas. Kind of takes me back to my college days when I worked at the Palm Garden at UWM in the dormitories. Lived on the 21st floor in the North Tower, at least for a couple years. And then I moved home and decided to commute. Okay, before I put this back into the freezer, I'm going to get my tomato paste and make more of the pizza sauce. Because although I will be doing the pizza sauce from the cherry tomatoes, I really like to have this available for a weekly pizza when I'm more in a hurry. Like I said, the sourdough one is excellent. You've got to try that one too. But I figure with this one, I'm still using, you know, freshly milled wheat. And if I don't have it, I can use my all-purpose flour in a pinch. So I'm just gonna get somewhat to the edge here. And next we'll be adding our cheese, and we will be topping this with some ground chuck that we get from our farmer in West Bend, and of course onions. Maybe I'll even pull out some, I have freeze-dried mushrooms. We have a bunch of things that we're using that are freeze-dried. We're trying to use up and not go to the grocery store. We're part of that big challenge with Three Rivers Homestead. Jessica, does the January and February. She does not go to the grocery store. She uses up what she has canned and things in her freezer, things in her pantry, and get super creative and really just saves a boatload of money. I don't like going to the grocery store. We do a lot of bulk buying, either with Azure Standard, you know, or source locally. But we're not big processed food eaters. Not that we don't eat it. It's just I love to make our food at home and fresh. Okay, and since we don't have a family milk cow, and we have not yet tried the recipe that Joelle and her husband Jim have on their on their website, From Scratch Farmstead. They have a farmhouse cheddar, like an old Amish recipe that's supposed to be super easy to do. I get the cheese just from Aldi and grate it myself because I don't like the ingredients in the shredded. It has plastics and different things. So anyway, we're going to put this on our pizza. Okay, I just did about a handful here. And another handful on the other pizza. Could kind of have a his and hers pizza if you wanted. And then I know some people who will take this and fold it over and then put their kids' initials on it. They have some really cool stamps. I think Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead does that to make it into kind of a calzone. So just a lot of different ways you could go with this recipe. I'm just kind of looking through my cabinet here, seeing some things I might need for my bread pudding recipe. Half and half, but things that would be good on pizza. Got avocado. I don't know, I really like pineapple on pizza. We have cantaloupe. Not seeing too much here. Oh, I do have some Greek yogurt that we freeze dried. So I have to remember that. I was going to actually have him get yogurt today. I don't know if I should. Because that will probably be nice and thick once we rehydrate it. So yeah, I'm not seeing any onions or anything here. So I know I have some in the freezer, but I think I'm just going to cut some fresh for the pizza. And we have some carrot tops that might be good for something green on top of the pizza. That would be healthy. And hard to get as much lettuce in this time of year, although we did order some from the farm. Okay, I'll get started on the onions. I thought an onion for each. Okay, and then those onion ends and peels will go into a Ziploc bag that I'll put in the freezer to use for a vegetable broth later. Okay, this is a little trick that I learned from Mary at Mary's Nest. So I do like to keep all my scraps and waste not, want not. Okay, and then from my friend Sarah, her husband is Kevin, but from Sarah over at Living Traditions Homestead, I got this Vidalia Chop Wizard that she recommended. Oh my gosh, does this thing help for, like, you know, potatoes and carrots and in this case onions. It's just really convenient. So I just still slice the onion, but I put it on there and then just press it and it turns into little diced pieces for me. I can use the smaller one too if I need a finer dice for things that I don't want onion to be as detectable in, but I like it this size for our pizzas. And what is so nice is that it's super quick, and then you get, you can take this thing off. They give you a little tool to clean with, and you can actually, this on the side, it has measurements here. So I could, you know, pull it down and see how many cups of onions I have and so on and so forth. So I'm going to divide this between the pizzas. And then I am thinking I am going to get the mushrooms. We got a great deal on mushrooms, the brown mushrooms at Aldi, and when they go on sale we buy like a whole case of them because we'll freeze dry those. And I think I'm just going to do like a ground chuck, brown that up with the mushrooms and the onions. It'll be kind of like sausage, mushroom and onion, especially if I add some spices. So that'll be good. Okay, we're all done with that. And one thing I was just thinking about too is like the price of pizza. If you order it out or you go out, you know, you're going to pay more for the tip, but to make it at home, it's like so much cheaper. I know what's in it. Those kind of things really matter to me, especially right since I'm doing a lot of Black Friday pre-shopping and looking at things that we really want to have. You know, cutting corners like this in a healthy way, I think really is helpful for the budget. You know, and I wasn't going to do the pizzas right away. Earlier in the video, I mentioned to you guys that I was just going to do the crust, but I remembered that I have to bake bread. And so I thought as long as I have the oven on, I can bake my bread. And, you know, it just is more cost effective, I think, that way. Okay, so I'm starting at 400, getting my oven preheated. And I'll get the meat started next. Okay, I gotta tell you guys, I was in the back room getting the meat for the skillet. I have to use this one because I have Asian apple pear filling, pie filling in the other one in the fridge. So I've got to do pie crust yet today too. But, you know, and I had to grab my spice cart. But anyway, I'm back there and I see that the fire cider is almost ready. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, but we use it to really keep our immune system going strong, as well as making the elderberry syrup for the fall and winter time, which I still have to order my elderberries, but it's almost done, so I'm so excited. I get to strain it out tomorrow, and then we can start taking it, because I've been super bad about not taking my apple cider vinegar every day. But with the fire cider, I like it because it has jalapenos in it, onions, garlic, ginger root I put in mine. I did do rosemary and thyme this year I added to mine. And I just really like the taste of it. Some people take it with honey, but I just take it plain. Sometimes I might add a little bit of water, but it's so delicious. The fire cider recipe that I follow is the one from Melissa K. Norris. Forget what the title of her channel is, but you can look her up, Melissa K. Norris fire cider, and it's a very good recipe. Okay, I'm going to grab some oregano for our pizza and some garlic. So I'm not going to be using all of this ground chuck on the pizza, but I'm sure you guys do this too, where you cook more than what you're going to use, just so you have it in the fridge, ready for the next meal. Or in the case that sometimes we don't have Lila's dog food made, which is either like chicken or turkey, something of that sort, then I can just, you know, give her something like ground chuck quickly. And like last night, I had some beef cooked up in the fridge before we went to Bible study at church, and I just added some pepper jack cheese over that, and we had some breadsticks, which were my failed sourdough hot dog buns with it, and that was just fine. But I'm getting a lot of nice fat with this meat, and I don't drain that out. I mean, I won't put it onto the pizza part, but that I think is so healthy for us. In fact, as far as fat and different things that we've been told are not healthy for us, but that are really healthy for us, Roger and I have been taking liver capsules, and we did freeze-dried liver with, before he put those into capsules, and so that's been really neat, and just add some more nutrition to our diet. Okay, so the meat's done, so I'm just going to maybe get my other kitchen tool that I like to use. And get the meat over onto the pizza. And onto our second pizza. Okay, I've got a couple garlic cloves here I'm gonna smash. Okay, I've got all the garlic now. I'm just gonna divide it between the two pizzas. I think next time I'll add it to the sauce so it's more evenly distributed. Okay, and now for the oregano. I'm pretty generous with my spices. I like to buy these in bulk, you know, as your standard. I have to see who's got the best price though. Okay, and I'm gonna get the mushrooms. Okay, they are not in there. Okay, those are beans, Asian apple pears, kefir, corn, celery, cabbage, apples, peppers. Those might be good, but I think I'll save those for fajitas. Here's the mushrooms. And then we vacuum seal these, so I use just this tool here, and you can get these at 4jars.com. I've seen them on Amazon too, but it just kind of breaks that seal, protects your lid so that you can reuse the lid again. And you just use that little metal thing in there to go underneath the lid and pull up gently. And these are freeze dried, and you can just break them in half and kind of put them over your pizza. I could rehydrate them in water too, but this will work just fine. We're not going to use the whole quart, but it's just super convenient and really cost savings effective, if that's the way to say it. It's still early morning here, but you know, when you see those things on at a good price, either freeze dry them, dehydrate them, or freeze dry them so you can kind of lock in the price. Okay, we'll do the other pizza too. We both like mushrooms. We have a lot of vitamin C. All right, one more handful. We still have a third of the jar left, so I can re-vacuum seal that. Okay, so now I'm setting my timer for 20 minutes. Okay, and as I'm going to get my tomato paste to make my pizza sauce, I see after I get the can opener, I find my honey fermented garlic cloves. So I am going to keep this by my stove to make sure that I use these up. I think I might even add some balsamic vinegar to these. And then we'll be able to use these and I won't have to peel the garlic, which I don't like. I'm taking out my little glass puck that I use to keep them all below the honey, but these have been going for a year, so they are delicious. And I am going to add some of this balsamic vinegar that we got at Costco. It has a pretty cool spout here to pour from. This will balance nicely. And I think what's so cool is like you can still put the cap on with this. You just push it down. It's got that little spout in there. So super convenient. Okay, kind of stir this up. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just tried one. It's so good. The balsamic vinegar really makes a difference. I could see these over goat cheese, like with a little bit of salt. Really super quick, like appetizer idea. Here's our spread for breakfast. Had some cranberry sauce that I made with orange juice and orange zest. Some breadsticks and just some meat sticks, keeping it really simple. Gonna grab some more coffee. And I'll show you the pizzas when they're out. And then I forgot I had some lemon curd. I got 4 of these little jars that I was able to make of the lemon curd because I doubled the batch. So we'll have those with failed hot dog buns that I forgot when I used sourdough starter in these instead of regular yeast. I should have let it raise a lot longer and I didn't take the time. So I learned from that, but anyway, live and learn, right? I love that with this lemon curd recipe from Cookie and Kate that it uses honey instead of sugar. And then I also like that, you know, I tend to juice the entire orange after I take the zest off the entire, did I say orange? Off of the entire lemon. Although you could do orange curd too. But I think it just makes this much more flavorful. Yeah, the zest and the juice of 2 lemons is just perfect for this lemon curd recipe. Okay, and the cranberries. Little coffee. Roger is going to get eggs. Usually I like to put an egg and froth that into my coffee. But he's going to the farm to pick up some eggs. And these beef sticks we get from friends who have their beef that they have on their farm processed at Gearing's, and these uncured beef sticks with cheddar are really good. Okay, we're going to take our liver right now. This is our freeze-dried liver that we put into capsules. Roger has to do more of those. We can show you that in a later video. But we basically just get the liver from, the beef liver from the quarter cow that we purchase from a farmer that's local. And yeah, so we're gonna take our other supplements too. Right now we're just taking Perfect Aminos from Body Health that we get at Total Health in Menominee Falls, but I'm sure you can get it online. But yeah, we take 5 of those. You can do this multiple times during the day. It's good. I forget how many grams of protein it has in it, but it's really nutritious. And then we'll get 2 of the liver capsules. I don't know if it has, there's a QR code. At any point, I don't have my glasses on right now, so we'll just get the liver. So we have a his and a hers dish for vitamins and supplements. So there's the liver. And then we got this at Back to the Best country store in Rubicon. Doc's Daily Multivitamin. It's very clean, and we like this one. I think you can take it up to 2 or 3 times a day, and yeah, probably order it online too. Doc's Daily Multivitamins. Dr. Ron's Ultra Pure. We need to get more B complex and B12, but we go to the sale that is at Total Health in Menominee Falls every second Thursday. You can get 25% off of one item, and that's for each of us. So we usually wind up buying a couple things there, supporting our local businesses. Anyway, this is the vitamin D that we get there. Put one of those in each. And I take iron. Roger does not. I think this is the Mega Food iron that has beets in it. It's called Blood Builder. That's what it's called. But I've noticed great results with it. Sometimes we take B1, especially when we're out of B complex, because B1 is so good for anxiety. And I think this is, I don't know how many milligrams. Maybe you guys can see. I don't have my glasses on right now. But we'll each take one of those. And that is basically it. We're just working on our list right now. Roger's going to go get some eggs at a local farm and in Neosho. And then we are going to get chicken to cook for our dog Lila. We're going to check out the prices at Aldi to see if the organic chicken is marked down 50%. We kind of watch the dates for that, and they always do that usually the day before, sometimes 2 days before. And then, yeah, we're going to get some cheese too, but we're trying to figure out if Piggly Wiggly has a special or not. And we're always drinking a lot of water. I made some lemon water. Got to fill this up a little bit more. We get water, and we have more in the back room that we get at a artesian well nearby in Burnett. And we also have a Berkey water filter system that is not attached to our main water faucet or anything, or any internal system, but it's a standalone, and we use that too to filter our tap water. Okay, so our first pizza is out of the oven. I'm putting the second one in right now. Let me get the camera. There we go. And set for another 20. Okay, friends, that's all we have today. We'll see you next time in our kitchen, most likely, and take care and be blessed. Bye for now.